NATO celebrates 75 years, 3/4 of a century of an organization that for the West is a guarantor of prosperity, democracy, and security, but for other nations is seen as perpetuating Western dominance in the world without considering the cost to the nations it intervenes in. According to its first Secretary General, the alliance was created to maintain U.S. military presence in Europe, keep the Russians out, and keep the Germans, protagonists of the first two world wars, under control. It played a leading role for decades, opposing the Soviet Union and the Warsaw Pact, and consolidating its policy of confrontation with other economic models. However, after the end of the Cold War, it found itself without clear objectives. The Balkans War followed, where its role in inventing a new state and using banned weapons against civilians was controversial. Its interventions in Middle Eastern countries, such as Afghanistan and Iraq, all ended in resounding failures after initial victories. On the positive side, it has served as a shield for old Europe, providing protection and dominance, militarily expressed by Washington through the alliance during the longest period of peace and economic prosperity in recent centuries. On the negative side, it has undermined any possibility of reinvention for the old continent, aligning consistently with its economic and military pattern against any agreements with Russia that could guarantee peace in a historically war-torn scenario. Hence, the refusals to ratify the Treaty on Conventional Armed Forces in Europe, the rejection of a joint moratorium on missile deployment in Europe, or even proposals for supranational partnerships that could have made a European Union-Russia an interlocutor capable of making its voice heard in a new trilateral international order alongside the US and China. In any case, it is now too late to propose such solutions. Western European countries are trapped in their dependencies on Washington, and now they have to deal with the consequences that this will bring in the future.